I'm pretty sure a lot of you are asleep at the moment, and that's okay because for today, you already know the title of this video. We have really just a contradiction of who this character is right here. And honestly, I don't even want to waste any of your times because understand the times that we are in, people have lost their way of understanding what death really stages. And that's really all death can be. It's just a stage of everybody's life that we have to go through in order to graduate. And when I mean graduate, I mean graduating from graduation because the thing is sorry, a car just threw me off my train of track. What? When we're graduating from the stage of life, we go into a different one. And then we constantly, gradually keep on increasing our awareness spiritually. And that's what comes with the spiritual journey. In order to transcend this simulation, people have to stop falling for propaganda, stop falling for the psychological operations, stop falling for mind control, stop falling for Luciferianism, stop falling for Freemasonry. And the thing is too, I mean, just understand what Shakespeare told people. I don't understand how people forgot about that. All the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. And if that is the case, if we are players, then what are people playing in? We all have our different games that we are going to be observing, but who's the one that's conscious of controlling the game that they are playing with? Because you're not playing in the game, but you observe yourself reacting to what you think you play with because it's your mind telling you what you're not aware of. Celestial rising, divine afternoon, and successful night to all the divine mirages watching this mindful message. It's your divine reflection, divine messenger, and we are back with another observation. And if you choose to and you enjoy these videos, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. And let me go ahead and put this disclaimer right here in front of somebody's face because, can hold on. All right, so I'm going to increase this. Oh, snap. Okay, mute that. All right, so I need to do that. I need this to go away though. Thank you. So this video is for educational purposes or educational, philosophical, and commentary purposes only. The views expressed are based on personal research, opinion, and spiritual interpretation of current events, media narratives, and esoteric symbolism. This content is not intended to spread misinformation, incite harm, or target any individual or group, but rather to encourage critical thinking, self-awareness, and deeper investigation into the world around us. Viewer discretion is advised. Always do your own research and think for yourself. Contradict everything, question everything. A fish only sees the bait, not the hook. That's how a psyop works. Charlie Kirk never got shot and can't die, and her staged death proves that you fell for the bait, aka sorcery. Death is an illusion. Transhumanism is a stage that majority of people idolize and refuse to find truth in because their lives define what they think truth is, and the truth lies to itself. And actors never die because they constantly change costumes. Let's get into it.
Was an undercover CIA officer for over 25 years. We liked the idea of stunt double masks. They're quick on, they're quick off. They dramatically change your appearance. And we started using them and found them to be valuable to our operations. So we went back to our disguise labs out of Langley and we invented a whole new genre of masks. Masks that are so good, that are so realistic, that you can actually get up close and have a personal contact with someone for an extended period of time. I said the stunt double mask came off quickly. So did our new masks. On and off like a hat. Those masks were the beginning of a whole new generation of work that we did at the CIA. Once we could make these masks that fit you so well, then we discovered we could make twins. We could make another you. There could be two of you. We could actually make 5 or 6 of you, but usually one extra was all we needed.
She's talking as if they just do this stuff. And this is literally what we have to be looking into. If you can make more than one variation of us, what makes you think Charlie Kirk is the one that got shot? And also, before we get into this,
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
and the funny thing about this contradiction, the funny thing about this contradiction is that men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But that's the thing. The contradiction is it doesn't lie. Because you have to be able to contradict gematria. So when she was mentioned, because Jay-Z is also a woman as well. And if this video makes you mad because I'm saying Charlie Kirk and all these other celebrities are inverted, they're transgender, if that makes you mad, then you're just projecting your transphobic hate upon yourself onto me and your homophobia as well. So you need to heal and learn to just love the people that you can't control. You're not going to be able to control their genetics because that's their script. They wanted to choose to be like that, and this is what they get for choosing this route because they wanted to be with the God of this world, which is basically the subconscious mind or their desires. Charlie Kirk shot, Satanic Ritual, Spiritual War, I'm the Special Agent, enjoy the show. 167-1002-332-219. It can be 333-193-193. Doesn't really matter. And 333 is also symbolism. So it's still, once again, Freemasonry as well, or think about the angel number. But all these different things that are happening are scripted experiences that Charlie Kirk wasn't really in. And if we understand too, dimensional shifts of consciousness, this character got shot in the neck as theatrics in another realm. And it caught this being in the vessel or the costume of Charlie Kirk caught up to that action in this time. And you'll see a picture with her holding her neck, but you're foreshadowing the pain that you knew was going to affect you in the long run, which just happened 2 days ago. So when people were saying, make a video on Charlie Kirk, this and that, I'm going to make it on my time, not your timing, because you're not going to tell me to do things just because you want me to do it instantly. No, everybody is talking about the same exact situation, but they're not dissecting it deeper than the surface. It's a few who are, but many of them are just saying things because of how much attention, how much clout they can gain from the situation, but we don't care for that. These people do not exist. And if you think they do, you're falling for an artificial intelligence. If you believe the incident that has happened today was real, then you literally got fooled by Freemasonry and it's clear as day on how sleep majority of people will remain. Luciferians are so dumb that people still fall for their theatrics and it's orchestrated to harvest your energy and it makes sense on why people fell for the illusion. Can't feel bad for inverts acting to manipulate egos on the world's biggest stage. Now, before we get into these numbers right here, because this is basically gematria, and also shout out to Omnis as well for this, and this. And then these are mine over here. So, and here's Omnis's Instagram right here if y'all want to check that out. Hold on. You want to go ahead and check that out real quick? All right. Now, I don't really, for one, I've seen this person on algorithms and all that, but why would I care? That's the other thing. I mean, this person had no effect on my life, so I'm not gonna let their, and I did watch some of this clip too. That's why I kept it right here. But when I seen some of these clips, I'm like, bro, why is everybody discussing this character? Like, what's the big idea? What's going on? So I was just telling myself, like, okay, this has to be a control situation, and people feel bad. So let's find out why people feel bad about her character.
If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today. They were less murderous. There was less break-ins. Why is that? And the data shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil. But what happens? A certain skin color.
It doesn't make any sense. Just because statistics tells you what our version of color is doing doesn't mean that it's accurate because you're not sitting there every single day looking into what my people are doing. So there is a small majority of people doing it, but it's not the majority of people. By him saying that it was in
People
murder,
shows there was less break-ins. Why is they were less murderous, not of the same rights they had today. They were less murderous, there was less break-ins. Why is that?
the same exact thing applies. I mean, it goes for both ethnicities. And on top of that, there is still is less break-ins and people are still less murderous because she's making it seem as if you walk into a store or a subdivision and you're just going to get your head blown off or you're going to get stabbed or you'll get your house broken into. These things don't happen the way people think, but it's like they can fluctuate the statistics to make the numbers seem as if they're skyrocketing, but they're not doing the actual research. They're not sitting in low income neighborhoods and looking into what our people are doing. So it's the fact that, because I was asking myself, what name do you give these beings who do shit like this? Excuse me. Because these are the people who make it seem as if they're noble and they're innocent. And when they go through tragic events, their community will deem them as a fallen hero. That's exactly why people are going berserk over what has happened. But it's like realistically, you never cared. So I noticed that too. A lot of them are very performative. They're hypocritical. They're two-faced. They have double standards and they're grievers. And they have emotional, no, they are emotional opportunists and they are part of a privileged blind. Another thing as well, the people who fall for these things, I put this list down too. I'm so glad that I'm able to have my phone. So for me, I would call these people the sleepers, blind followers, you already know sheeple, program minds, conditioned minds, narrative enslaved mindsets, illusionist believers. And then we got race blind idealists, operation believers, offended sheeple, social justice blinders, and false conscious moralists. And the thing is, so for that race blind idealist, they deny racial realities while clinging to abstract unity, I would say, perspectives, because they feel as if, in the grand scheme of things, their ethnic group or their costume is the superior beings. But that's not accurate just because you found accuracy in a flawed system that you're working for. And that's all these stories or these narratives are. Let's start a race war. Let's start having people go against each other because this thing about what's really, even with the person on the subway, that guy on the subway with this nigga right here. I mean, it's like at some point, do y'all not realize that there are cameras everywhere for a reason? So when the people in the subway system, when they were just sitting there, people made it seem as if like, oh, they're messed up for not stepping in. They're messed up for not even wanting to help out these people right here. Like, fuck these people. Look at how many likes this has. Whole entire time they're playing their part and they're getting paid for it. So people are behind a two-dimensional screen watching a movie and they have no idea when the movie started. Do you know how crazy that's how slow people's mind is processing the game. So when I seen this clip too, I was like, really, bro? Because even in Freemasonry, it's as if people don't know that you're literally watching somebody else's production and you're directing it with your feelings. Whole entire time, these people knew what was going to happen, but they had to act as if nothing happened. So that's exactly why, out of all the people, you attack her. And why is that? Because they know that Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, people will eat this stuff up and then vice versa. So now they said, let's go ahead and balance out the energy because we want to harvest both sides. So if you look like this, they took your energy. If you look like this and you cared about what's going on, they took your energy. Either way it goes, they're taking your energy because they do not want you to know who you are. They do not want you to know who you are always being. Even though you know who you are, you forgot about that because people are so focused on distractions that do not matter. These people do not care about your life nor their own because they are literally planted and placed into scenarios and situations that people fall into. So you can't get mad at actors for playing their role. Do you get mad at people in Grey's Anatomy for doing shit that you wouldn't do? No, because you're watching a show. Would you get mad at an actor in a movie who's not supposed to go down that hill and not just lay there when they fall over a twig or a branch or a tree or whatever and the killer is coming right behind them? No, you start yelling at them through the screen whole entire time. That's their role. You're watching a movie and somebody's playing their role and you fell for it and you paid for it and it's for free. Let's go back.
The data shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil. But what happened?
The data show that we were better in the 1940s. That's just a bias. Not only just that, that's such a fixated mindset, and it's not even true. I mean, I don't really have to worry about my people because I'm not worried about them, and I don't put that energy into the universe. I show everybody love because you never know who's going through what. But I don't have to worry. Now, of course, do I have to be skeptical? Do I have to be optimistic or considerate of other people's feelings and what they're going through? For sure. But either way it goes, if something happens, it's inevitable. But this whole stigma of it's just our color doing break-ins and killing, and it's like it's two sides to a coin.
Certain skin color now gets their own summertime celebration. Oh, wow, look how far blacks have come. It has now become a racial complaining day. Remember what BLM stands for: burn, loot, and murder. Yeah.
But then when Europeans do it, what is that? What is that? So, okay, so burn, loot, murder. Okay, then if we're talking about WLM, then we love mayhem. So either way it goes, what's the difference? It's like we're gonna do this stuff just because you hate the way we look. That's a self-projection of how you feel about yourself, and that's why the community killed you off. So now another character will fill in her spot.
PEI stands for one of the biggest, just so we're clear.
Can we also acknowledge, due to the laws under Jim Crow, that Black people were significantly hindered from economic advancement?
This is a really important question. The data shows not really. Black Americans are poor today.
The data shows. How about using your own mind to tell us how you know that this is a fact? Because economically, we're still going to be behind. Because somebody can say that's not, like, for example,
In 2024 than they were in the 1950s. The disappearance of the Black father has been the number one driver of Black poverty in this country. At least agree that.
do you really think our dads are the reason why? No, it's just your choices. Not only just that, it's the choices around the area that brings us down. So you can go into a neighborhood and you can do the best you can to own your own land, get your property, try to do a business or whatever, and the beings or the organizations that fund those different economic progresses for land and properties and all that, they may not even open up a bank for you. Why? Because of your skin color, or why? Because you don't have enough to put a deposit down, etc. But let an Asian do it, maybe Hispanic, but let a European do it, German, Russian, doesn't really matter. They will cater and maybe be open and willing to helping them out more than a carbonated deity because they do not want our kind in your neighborhoods. And so when they kick us out to a different neighborhood and we go there, y'all still come where we are and gentrify it. But then we're poorer today than we were in 1950s. But how do you know that? The data show, fuck that data. I could alter data as well and make something seem as if it's really true whole entire time. I know it's false, but I'm gonna lie so hard that I'm going to be confident in these lies, and people on the internet will say, man, that guy is just an advocate for racism. I love it. Whole entire time she's lying.
Black dads not
And
being
that's the thing. It's a handled experience to see who's going to react to self-hatred.
Anyone's father not being around is a bad. Starting in the 1980s and continuing onward, there's been a war on drugs. Is this correct?
I like the war on drugs. Blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They
Wait,
commit more
what?
murders.
You
They
like
commit
the
more-
war?
In the 1980s and continuing onward, there's been a war on drugs. Is this correct?
I like the war on drugs.
I mean, we can stop this video right here. What person says that? What sane person says that? What finite mind will tell you they like the war on drugs? That's how you know she was on drugs while saying this and while getting her neck split open.
Blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders. They commit more arsons. They commit more kidnappings. That's not a war on drugs. That's a culture problem. Why are so many blacks committing murders outside of their population?
Do you go around seeing, for one, that's how I know people don't know what they're talking about. What's a black person? Let's just go ahead, because to me, this is what black looks like. Have you ever seen somebody this color? I'm just asking a question. If we're going to be ignorant, let's be ignorant. What is a black person? Who told you that black was a color? Well, it can be considered an abstract concept due to its definition as the absence of light and its rich symbolic meanings rather than being a pure spectral color. Some consider white to be a color because white light comprises all hues on the visible light spectrum, and many do consider black to be a color because you combine other pigments to create it on paper. But in a technical sense, black and white are not colors, they are shades. They augment colors. Colors used in the abstract way mean they are not necessarily used to represent really or specific object. Achromatic color, so you can go ahead and do that research too. Okay, so therefore it's an absence of light. But yet we bear so much enlightenment that there's a reason why they keep calling us deaf people.
Are so many
Listen,
blacks committing murders,
why are so many deafs committing murders? She basically just said,
drugs? That's a
why are so many deads or deafs committing murders outside of their population? Why are you talking about yourself and your kind? Because that's their history. Do you know how slow humanity has been brought up into these lies? If people study European history, these people were doing these things and they taught themselves a version of God that helped save them from their sins. We never were talking like that. And somebody will say the Ethiopian Bible or Christianity came out of Ethiopia, whatever the case may be, started in Africa, etc. Excuse me. That's cool. These beings had to have gotten that information from someone or somewhere because we are all students. So who's the teacher? Who's the teacher teaching studious teachings that should not have been taught? Where did they come from? When we were always here. Absence of light. So for us to bear light, we augmented our colors and spread our wavelength of hue amongst other pigmentations because we made them up. And when we made them up, all they could do was express how much they have lost their way into what they built more lies upon to where now they're making pyramid schemes off of our ignorance, off of our rich genetic code that people have forgotten about.
culture problem. Why are so many blacks committing murders outside of their population? So we've spent $20 trillion on uplifting black communities, 20 trillion, and black Americans are poor. Subsidize.
And you know why. If you spent 20 trillions on black communities, so on your community, dead communities, you're saying, why are we still poor? You're asking rhetorical questions. You're basically answering your own question, but you are afraid to answer it. That's how easy this shit is. She was so racist, or she was so in tune with her racism that she's asking rhetorical questions that she knows, but she does not want to answer it because it'll literally expose who she's always been, what kind of character she's always been holding on to. And people are praising her like she did something special for society.
Subsidized housing, Medicaid, public schooling, going subsidized college. We're talking about $20 trillion spent on the Great Society, and yet Black America is poor, more murderous, more dangerous.
Of
What is
equity.
equity? Like, I'm sorry.
Mindless.
Here are 15 racist things Charlie Kirk has said over the years. Called George Floyd a scumbag and suggested his death was due to a drug overdose, not homicide. Said if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Stated Joy Reid, Michelle Obama, Sheila Jackson Lee, and Ketanji Brown Jackson do not have the brain processing power to succeed without affirmative action. Called Martin Luther King Jr. awful and said he was admired for something he didn't actually believe. Described the Civil Rights Act of 1964 as a huge mistake. Claimed white privilege is a myth and a racist idea. Said Black Lives Matter is a hate group that promotes anti-white and anti-police sentiment. Claimed Black communities have a culture of violence that explains high crime rates. Stated Black Americans benefit from reverse racism through affirmative action programs. Suggested Black voters are low information and easily manipulated by Democrats.
Anybody in politics is manipulated by politicians. Politics is politics is not even a real concept, and people still follow the left brain or the right brain of the same embodiment of your shadows or shadow societies.
Called Representative Maxine Waters a race-baiting opportunist for addressing systematic racism. Claimed Black history education focuses too much on victimhood and not enough on personal responsibility. Said Black athletes kneeling during the anthem disrespected America and should leave the country.
We should leave the country that we made and we built. How is that disrespectful to America, but yet we get disrespected by America every single day, and then you keep asking why are Black Americans so poor? It's like when you want us to leave, we're still going to be where we left. So what's the difference when you're just going to be there as well? No matter where we go, the other side still has to come follow our freedom. And we chose to give away our freedom because of the comfortability that ignorance laid upon our mind and groomed our mind into accepting. Because my kind feared death that these beings placed upon themselves.
Stated that Black culture glorifies thuggery and undermines family values.
Not all of us do. That's exactly why these things that are being said will never offend anybody who doesn't give a fuck.
Suggested Black communities are destroyed by liberal policies like welfare, implying dependency. So there you go. That's who y'all worship. People who are unafraid. People who will stand up for what is right, what they know to be true, and what they believe to be whole. People who are unafraid. People who will stand for people who are unafraid.
Okay.
Time for us to stop listening. How do Black? Time for us to stop listening to rap music and this degenerate hip hop stuff and go back to the music that built our civilization. I believe marriage is in one man.
What music built our civilization if it still isn't going to be ignorance? Anything with noise, anything with a lyric shouldn't be considered music. Music shouldn't even have words. So why is it just our kind of music?
And in one woman. We must ban, I believe marriage between one man and one woman. We must.
You don't even follow your own beliefs. You believe marriage should be between one man and one woman, but yet you're a woman marrying a woman that's a man, and you look like a man. So you married your lies. This nigga married his lies. And if you don't know what I mean, because somebody's gonna be like, well, what are you talking about? Hold on. Inverted the womb. Shout out to all the trans investigators. And I know somebody's gonna be like, that doesn't prove anything. That doesn't prove that Charlie is a transgender. For sure. Let's see here. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Satanic genetic deeds. Let's see, moon spirits, possessed body. Okay, it's not that one. Okay, Charlie Kirk shot, immortal woman, masculine woman, biological genetics, sacrifice of children, because satanic sexual abuse does happen by biologically altering the genetics. Gender identities, satanic rituals, already explained that. Let's see here. I'm the special agent. Curse of Baphomet. So meaning that when you go against yourself and you get caught or you had to be exposed for what you're doing behind closed doors because you were doing something that was just, it couldn't be handled, you had to go. Hive mentality, transgender mania. Let's see here. What are witches? I'm every woman. Hide her identity, turn her into a man, bisexual woman. I mean, you don't even believe what you.
Hip hop stuff and go back to the music that built the jet time in that men's affirming men and one woman. We must civilization. I believe marriage is being one man and one woman. We must ban trans affirming care the entire country. I think that monogamous heterosexual marriage should be a prerequisite to adoption.
So you're comparing abortion to the Holocaust?
Absolutely, I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse. It's worse. Sorry. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. When blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today, they were less murderous. There was less break-ins. Why is that? And the data shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil. But what happened? A certain skin color now gets their own summertime celebration. Oh, wow, look how far blacks have come. It has now become a racial complaining day. Remember what BLM stands for: burn, loot, and murder. Yeah, DEI stands for one of the biggest. Didn't earn it, just so we're clear.
Can we also acknowledge, due to the law's unhindered
We're in the next Mexican Nicaragua replacement theory. They want to replace white Anglo-Saxon Christian Protestants with Mexican Nicaraguans, with El Salvadorians.
You're comparing abortion to the Holocaust?
Absolutely, I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse. You do not have the brain.
And what makes it even worse, your kind is the cause of it. Because you wanted the fetus and you just basically wanted the beforehand product of the child inside the woman. Because, I mean, obviously, you want the DNA, you want the genes, you want the blueprint of the child. I mean, that's exactly why your kind promoted it. And we're not going to make a video, or we're not going to make this video pertaining to that, but we got to, I mean, talk about the history. We're going to do that because, I mean, if you go into Hermeticism, Theosophy, theology, cryptozoology, if you go into all these different teachings of just genetics, epigenetics, just whatever. I mean, going right back to how your database was and how it was formed from our formation.
Black people not have time for us to stop listening to rap music. White Anglo.
But I mean, it's like, come on, there's a reason for that. Because, and the thing is too, if we're the ones that taught them, then we got to hold accountability. We're the ones that amplified these things because we just couldn't stop having fun. So we are the cause for our own communities to be disastrous, and we have to focus on that. But it's kind of crazy how beings who look like this put their focus, or they make it seem as if the main focuses are negatives. Why do you only paint a narrative on our negative actions when all of us don't even do these things?
Saxon Christian Protestants, El Salvador, and you do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat sympathy. I can't stand the word empathy. Actually, I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that it does a lot of damage, but more
Because you just don't have love for yourself. It's just that simple. We don't have to sit here and make empathy what you think, like what you think it is. Like people who know how to love themselves just have a hard time coming up with empathy. You can say compassion, you can say just many other things as well. Now let's get into the Twitter information. My information is just all over the place, so be mindful of that. 3:28 a.m. I need to make sure I get some sleep before class. I got class at 10. And go ahead and get some sleep. Let's go ahead and do what we gotta do. Let's get it.
However,
Basically, everything from this point on is gonna be self-explanatory, so we can just go ahead and speed this video up.
was cloned by a clone name in Canada. Model number is 0112568. If anyone wants to see the registration included. A lot of y'all are talking about the clone being fake. Thought I was lying about being cloned. No, come over here. Who is? Yeah, fuck that shit. Go ahead. What y'all gotta say now? You see him? We got the same tattoos, same hair, same genetic structure. Look at my clone. Go ahead. What do you gotta say now? I mean, I'll wait all day.
Simple. So if that person can admit that, what makes you think there aren't many of them walking around here? I mean, they're not sitting here dropping movies. They're not sitting here telling you these things for no reason. And whatever happened to that artist or whatever fell off the map. Because how you going to expose the things that you wanted to be known for? If a story gets so big that it appears everywhere, then it's a psyop. Psychological op Psychological operation, I do agree. The best actors are in Hollywood, and a lot of them are theater kids. And theater kids, when they grow up, they either become politicians or entertainers. Only weak actors look directly into the camera, like this crisis actor. So, for one, horrible acting. And on top of that, too, that is true. In a movie, do you want the actor to look into the camera looking at you like it's The Office? No, you say that for TV shows, but in a movie, why are you looking at the camera? You don't know your line, you forgot your part. If you think a person can be stabbed in the neck, die within seconds, and leave no massive blood spray on, you believe anything. We live in a scripted reality. Simple breakdown. Charlie Kirk born 10/14/93. Today is 1 month, 0 weeks, 5 days before his birthday. So September 10th. And September 10th on that day, October 14th, her birthday. 105. Men lie, women lie, but numbers what? They do and they don't. That's exactly why it has don't, because if you take off the N, apostrophe and a T, 105. 105. Literally her birthday. Simple. Now I gotta change that word. How are you I gotta figure out a different word. How are you enjoying the long planned orchestrated collapse? Oh, I mean, honestly, thank you for asking, but I can care less because it doesn't really affect me at all whatsoever. Clear. Clear. Or straightforward or direct. Yeah, just keep being, yeah, so direct. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. Also, another invert as well, another woman playing as a man. So I gotta be honest. Yeah, let me go ahead and watch this too, because this is goes to show you that she's a part of it. She wants clout, and you think as if you're that important to her, they're going to assassinate you. You're not important.
Guys, I just like opened up my phone. And I'm getting messages from people that I haven't talked to in forever saying, uh, yo, you gotta move different. Wow. Yeah, I guess I was moving reckless a bit. You guys have my word. I promise you guys. I promise you guys. And I gotta be a little bit honest here too with this. I've been reckless.
A little bit honest.
I've been very reckless with a lot of the shit that I do, right? I used to work in law enforcement. I think no one can touch me,
Informant. Letting you know. She has let you know.
right? There's a lot of times where I don't even hire security. I just go out there dolo and just do it, right? Whether it's doing the street debates or whatever. And a lot of you send me messages. A lot of you guys send me DMs saying, yo, Myron, you need security. Myron, you need security, bro. I'm volunteering to be your security. You know, you need to protect yourself, blah, blah, blah. I promise you guys, I'll start taking my safety more seriously. I promise you, I will do that. Because I gotta admit that I have been reckless. And given the fact that like me and Charlie do pretty much the same thing when it comes to these college debates, you know, and doing street debates, I will take my safety more seriously, guys, and higher security and all that. It just goes.
Prime example of how the media will stir up something that isn't really what it is. Literally putting fear into her heart. Literally a grown ass woman admitting it. That's some more theatrics right here. So let's just go ahead. Basically, we're gonna watch a movie. Of course, and they cloned Tyrone when Tyrone was walking out of, or Fontaine when he was walking out of the gas station or the liquor store, whatever. What type of truck pulled up in that neighborhood? Go watch it on Netflix. What type of truck pulled up? This is the same exact situation Tupac was in. And people don't understand that with Machiavelli and all that because these people are actors and they have to play their role. Because a lot of times they don't want to be famous for real, or a lot of times the people that put them into fame will take them right out because why? That was a part of their script. We had to move on to a different character. So put her to the back of the truck and nobody will ever know what happens to her when she leaves. Whole entire time she's making so much money off of the situation that people are falling for broke mentalities. Yep. Got people in the crowd crying and shit. Charlie Kirk, a female to male inverted, married to a male to female invert. Miss Arizona, USA, 2012, and part of the club. Case closed. Shout out to Cyber Egg as well. They follow me. Shout out. So another, basically another, what you call it, forensic analysis or analyzer and Skull and Gate as well. Shout out to both of you. They are all part of the club. And I know I got that screenshot. Oh yeah, so let me go to my video then. I got the screenshot of that. Because if you follow me on Instagram, you already know why I made this. This. Okay. Now, so let's go ahead and go back to, watch out. Okay, as we can see, I don't believe in Satan. I don't believe in the devil as well, because if you believe in the devil, you basically just believe your subconscious mind, which is not a concept or a real thing that you can fathom because your mind cannot fathom itself. I need to go back to, okay. The devil, the devil's horn signal signifies that Satan rules. Remember that Satan is called the horn god, and the hand signal is formed so as to resemble horns. It's a universal hand signal used by politicians, celebrities, as well as heavy metal bands, affirming their allegiance to satanic powers and a visual shorthand for Hail Satan. The devil's hand has been observed and photographed around the world, used by George Bush, Bill Clinton, Silvio Berlusconi, Elizabeth Taylor, Prince William, Paul McCartney, Metallica, Ozzy, Avril Lavigne, Stephen Dorff, Dave Navarro, and many others. And of course, somebody be like, well, how would you know that? I mean, how do you not know that? Do your own research. Because why would somebody in the club of Freemasonry tell you that they are Freemason or Luciferian? There's a zero chance Charlie Kirk survived this. The response would be horrible. Slow this down. It's very easy to see it's fake as fart. Come on now. Don't get it. Oh, don't forget, it's called a psyop. She's a female actor. The end. It's all made up. Trump got shot with. Catch up. Facts. That's how behind people are. South Park is pussy for backing down or taking this episode off, but they predicted it as well. So letting you know, it's all a script. Anyone else find it bizarre how both of these incidents involved the neck? Not only just that, think about what happened as far as 9/11 as well. Think about how fast that went by. Satan cannot create anything original. He can only mimic and invert. This is why the occult has to copy everything. Satanism cannot create anything original. Luciferianism as well. That's exactly why Freemasons are fucking idiots. So if you are a Freemason, you are special. You are beyond. You are no beneath intelligence because you don't have any. You had to mimic and meet up for intelligence instead of finding it within. So imagine going to a group. Or imagine going to a Orochimaru. Imagine going to a sensei. Imagine going to a teacher. So it's like Jesus going to Lucifer or Thoth to get some information about death. Why would you need to go to a teacher about information that you can teach yourself? And thing is too, if you're going to that teacher, what is that satanic figurine teaching you, even though your being already understands what should not be created or taught? Because if you are being taught anything in this world, it's inverted. So you would have to mimic silence. In order to mimic that, you have to invert the inversion, meaning that the teachings that people talk about or say is one way, is straightforward. But when you contradict your contradictions, your truth will sound straightforward because it makes sense to people that are already awakened into what occultism has done to our subconscious mind.
not what you think it is. It wasn't just politics. This was actually a satanic ritual sacrifice. And Charlie was not always right about the things that he said, and he was not always wrong. He was unwillingly involved in a cult network, and he did not have awareness of the cult that he was working within, and he was being used as a sacrifice ritual. So today's event is more than meets the eye. And you'll probably see soon that he's not gonna make it. And I want you to understand that the month of September is full of these types of sacrifice rituals by beings who serve Moloch. He was basically an offering to Moloch. And this is a lot.
And the thing is too, Moloch is, and I say I agree with that because I mean that's why I'm gonna use my gematria one of these days as well. But I mean I can relate to that because when you're sacrificed to Freemasonry, for example, and you already know I made a story time on that, I have it on Patreon. But that's also a sacrifice to Moloch. Another reason why I don't want to have children as well. If you are giving birth to children in a realm that's ran by Satanists, it's ran by Luciferians, it's ran by underground networking societies. It's ran by extraterrestrial deities. It's ran by Luciferianism. It's ran by Boule organizations, the Jesuit control. It's ran by secret societies of all facets. If you understand that you are literally sacrificing your children to Moloch, it doesn't matter if it's a corporate system, the school system, the church, getting a car, it doesn't really matter. If this child has to require itself to pay bills one day, you literally sacrifice your child to the system, the beast system, deep state, the state, politics, the political figures, doesn't really fucking matter. That's exactly why people don't understand that we are all workers for Freemasonry because we all went through the school system and we have to go to work. So everybody in humanity literally is in hell for a certain heavenly reason. It's a lesson to understand what we have done to ourselves because we allowed this shit. And when you understand that and you stop doing things for fame, you stop desiring attention, you stop desiring wanting to be heard, you start doing things to help yourself become righteous again because being famous, being known, wanting to be heard all the time is exhausting and it's draining and it does not matter to your spirit. Not only just that, you were not meant to be born to have many different opinions, care about what you're saying. That's exactly why social media became a mimicry of what we always were thinking about and existing in astral realms or quantum overlappings of interconnected webs of our thought process. And once you understand how a lot of us get our thoughts from the astral plane, the etheric plane, and then we can get that mental plane and bring it down here and materialize it, that's alchemy. That's exactly why they need many of us who are conscious to be did away with because we are wise humans biologically, which is exactly why transhumanism is at an all-time high. And people don't understand that she is also a mimicry of or an imagery or visual of artificial intelligence, and people have feelings for AI. That's exactly why ChatGPT and all these different AI programmings people love to communicate with because they don't know themselves anymore and they don't require you to critically think at all because people cannot process their brain anymore because they are too dependent on outside sources and they are too dependent on outside sources instead of source that allows them to understand this information within.
Lot more than a lot of people think that it is. It's not just about politics. Politics left and right. This duality game is also being puppeteered by the same cult.
Correct. That's why politics in general is pointless to even talk about. Even Donald Trump, all the presidents are grown ass women. Yes, including Obama, and Michelle is the husband. I don't know how people don't understand this shit. So when they're talking about the presidents, these beings never existed. They are literally observing us through devices and they have no form. That's why if you put a form to a thought, you are literally castrating and conjuring and accepting demons in your life. That's why we had to stop giving form to our thoughts. And if you're going to do it, it has to be healthy minded. If not, you're going to literally open up portals for demonic warfare. And what do you think people are under a spell into with their own warfare and demonism? or black magic.
And Charlie had very good intentions. And
This how I know you also invert as well. The moment you said that, and I haven't watched this video by the way, but the moment she said that, this is how I know that you're part of the program and you're a part of the problem as well. How can you have good intentions and your whole character is literally to promote racism secretly without even openly saying that you're racist? I would respect a racist that says they are a racist instead of one who has to hide as if they're not racist just to sound smart.
again, was unwittingly working within the network of this cult system. And his time expired, according to them.
And not only just that, you can't even be racist. You can only practice the title. So not only are you idiotic, but you hate yourself. Because realistically, once again, if we taught this color
So
what they know, where do they come from then? So they hate themselves.
you may find some very strange synchronicities.
Have you ever met somebody who looks like you or Carbon and they said, in the next life, I want to be this color? Damn. Imagine saying you want to be false light in the next life. Do you know how sad and pathetic that is? Imagine telling yourself, I want to be false light in the next life. No offense to my people who are in this pale costume, because remember, you're not the costume. I'm not even black. You're not even fucking white. So who taught you that dumbass shit? Do you understand duality now? Anybody who watches these videos, I don't care if you're Hispanic, European, German, Russian, Jamaican, Haitian, African American, American. I don't give a fuck if you're Atlantean. I don't give a fuck if you're an insectoid instead of gray. I don't care if you're Draco reptilian. I don't care if you're a whale. I don't care if you're a dolphin. I don't care what you are. We all have the same transparency without the body. If that is the case, we are all the mirage of an almighty vibration that has truth in silence. If that is the case, if you want to be another image that's not this or connected to that, then that was your choice because you wanted to learn an extreme version. No, you wanted to learn a default basic way of having a life handed to you. If you decide to be this color, you are living on the most extreme difficulty because we live in a world that was meant to go against it or us because we made this life up. And guess who invaded our mind? Our creation.
With the date and time that this occurred, if you research it. And you may also find some very strange synchronicities with the person who.
They're not strange. They happened on purpose. This shit happened before she was even born. And people are just now catching up to the future. And if that's crazy, the future is the past. So this never happened.
And if you pay really close attention, find out who the perpetrator's friends are. Because
Yes, her own friend set her up. The person that shot her in the neck or whatever was her friend. The director told the other actor, shoot Charlie Kirk in the neck and watch what happens to your life. Watch how much you get paid. The media will hate you, they'll slander you, whatever, but they will not care a week or 2 weeks from now. I guarantee you. Think about the Young Thug shit, think about 9/11, think about the NBA, think about all these things, excuse me, think about all these things that are happening. Next month, nobody will ever give a fuck about what's happening today. That is how sleep society is.
then you're being told. And so I want to just extend my deepest sympathies to Charlie's family and to all of his.
For what? I'm sorry, I'm not going to sympathize for Luciferians. I'm not going to sympathize for a bunch of parents that knew that them reaching a certain level of fame and a certain level of wealth required them to invert their child's genetics at birth. Literally altering their genetics. And not only just that, you taught your child theater, you taught your child how to manipulate emotions, you taught your child how to act at a young age. And now here she is flipping out for attention.
Loved ones and to the whole collective of humanity, because we are entering into a timeline here where we are.
Entering, we've been in this timeline. So what do you mean we're entering into a timeline? That blood moon that just happened, that was all connected because first of all, if you believe in the moon, first of all, if you believe in the moon, you believe You believe in illusions because, first of all, that's the biggest satellite that you think you've seen whole entire time. All you can see is what you mirror your ignorance in. So realistically, you are a moon spirit. And realistically, there is no moon because all you can see is a curtain behind a luminary that you have an eye into or an eye on.
Really hitting.
Because whose eyes are on you when both of your eyes are in the sky in disguise? And if the sky is a frequency net, what is it trapping?
Pivotal uh, mass state of psychosis in the collective field, where humans are being so overwhelmed with these energies and the psychological warfare and things that are occurring, that it's triggering a lot of people. But there's also MK Ultra programs that are running through a lot of beings as well. So you're gonna start to see more of some of that, unfortunately. Because the cult is holding on to this false power that they have. And they use beings like Charlie Kirk to do their will. And there's some psychological manipulation in some of the things that even he believed, based on the cult who was kind of put.
I just feel like I was losing brain cells after a while because it's like, how do you believe in something when you were scripted to never believe in that? You were just following what you were handling. Fuck out of here. Demons never die. If that is the case, we're not going nowhere. If we have this same exact costume in a different shade, that means that we are sentient programs, and you have to be able to be aware of exiting your simulation that you came up with. These beings want to be immortal so bad, and yet here they are. They are vampires. Duh. That's exactly why these people are open Satanists, and people still have forgotten about that. But wait a minute. Just because you're Christian, you don't think as if Satanism still doesn't have a network or a branch tied into your religion? And it's not just Christianity as well, it's all religions. All religions have some form of satanic ties tied into them on their shadow side. You may not know about that because you're not really invested in your church. But if you were behind closed doors, you got to take an oath. So why would you tell society about the oath that you took? So yeah, if you think this video is just, it's like, it's not just our people, it's your people as well. I mean, we're all vampires. The only difference is to maintain this image, what do you need to consume? Why do you think cannibalism is legal in the USA? Yeah, people are so worried about this, but you ain't talking about human trafficking? That's still going on today. People have no idea of how evil it's really being. And people don't really understand why celebrities need to stop being idolized. You're idolizing a vampire. You're idolizing a parasite. Oh, hold on. This is everybody's favorite. Like, I mean, when they did this mockery, I told myself, I was young. I said, but I never knew till I got older. And I was just, at this age, I'm just, thinking to myself, what a damn shame to alter one of the greatest voices to never really touch this dimension because Michael Jackson never existed either. But it's just crazy how people idolize this person the whole entire time. She was literally just a hologram that was etched in stone, and they scripted out a figure that wasn't made out of wax just yet. There she go. That's what happens when you sign your signature for riches and fame. These people have been here, so it's not far. When you ask yourself, how did they become famous? What would you do for fame? How long have they been here? Come on, bro. The CIA been did this shit, dog. So there's some more numbers for y'all. So the Schumann resonance, and as this spikes up, that lets you know the state of consciousness and how it's expanded. Here's what I think about the 100% Luciferian hoax from today. Charlie Kirk is very much alive. Facts. Nothing happened but a Hollywood stage show. Facts. Nothing less and nothing more. Charlie's a lifelong hellbound Luciferian deceiver. Always wash your hands. And the thing is, too, with the daughters of Isis or Easter Star, when these beings do that hand symbolism, I won't do it, but they're in my family, so I understand. That's exactly why nobody can tell me about Luciferianism because me even being introduced to that realm as well, it helped me understand all this deception. So it was like I was born into the bullshit. It's not even funny no more. That's exactly why I'd rather be away from family. When you understand that these beings, so for one, where's her hand placed? Here's the easiest way to read hand symbolism from Freemasons. Where are her hands positioned? And why is she doing it that way? Why are her fingers shaped like this? And look at the symbolism for that angle. That would mirror the what? Synthetic womb of her vagina. So the symbolism for the ankh or whatever, the phallus going into the portal. But what is that on top? Her ignorance shining upon what she is bearing as far as in society. And people think as this, so throat surgery, top surgery, hair surgery, taking pills that alter her testosterone because she doesn't want to look as masculine and she's still bisexual. But of course, with her want to say the sacral gateway and as far as the root gateway as well by her doing that symbolism channeling that energy to make sure that this energy that she saved up because of course she would be lying by saying that she had kids one entire time her kids were handled to her, so by her channeling that energy she's basically harvesting the beings who don't know who she is and then making herself seem as if she's a leader for conservative acts. Yep. Enjoy the show. Can someone explain this? Charlie Kirk's death was announced 6 days ago. Simple. In the age of AI, question everything and believe nothing you see. Let's go back. Ring on this finger goes to this finger. How? You're not even going to dissect that. Just ask yourself how. Then move on from it. Doesn't even matter. The shooting was 33 days before his next birthday and 201 days after Malcolm X's birthday. Masonry, 33. Illuminati ritual up equals 201. One day before 9/11 and right before or right after the blood moon. And of course, another grown woman as well.
To agree with everything he has to say, but that's a father with a wife with two kids that now have to grow up without a father, you know?
And of course, she's in on it as well. That's exactly why she's a streamer. I mean, they're all in the same network. They all work for the same exact shadow society. It's no different. Excuse me, it's no different. I mean, she had Donald Trump on her stream, letting you know that she's tied into people that you would never think about. But what do you think she did to get into that position? You don't got to do much when you're born into it.
And that's just the way it is. And if you don't think that's a problem, if you don't think that instead you celebrating, that's not an issue to talk about, you're part of the problem. You are part of the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The real issue is just the fact that you all are lying about death. That's really what bothers me. It's disgusting to really sit here and think as if this person is from one a father when you should be respecting her and telling her that she is a mother. So the mother of her kids, which is not her kids, but you think as if this mom died whole entire time, the masculine character is gone and she cannot live in her truth. So when you see a new Caucasian European hit the scenes for fame and fortune, all they gotta do is just take that CIA lady basically said, all they gotta do is take off the mask and it'll come off like a hat, on and off, on and off.
you are a very, very, very big part of the issue. And it's fucking horrible, bro. It is absolutely horrible, the video. And like the fact that we can actually access that video and see it is disturbing, bro. It's just it's so fucked. It's so fucked.
But what's the difference when you go to the movie theater? What's the difference when you turn on Hulu or HBO Max or Netflix? What's the difference? So it's fucked when you watch it through a phone or a tablet or a computer, but it's not fucked when you turn on a TV or a video game and you're doing the exact same thing. How fucked up is your mind, dumbass? People sitting on video games doing the exact same shit, but that's not fucked up. People sitting here reacting to the same exact thing, that's not fucked up. You cut your TV on, or you go to the movies, or you watch a TV show and you watch the exact same thing happening, that's not fucked up.
I pray for people that genuinely sit there and celebrate and think this is like something to like actually like get happy over. I pray that whenever you have children, the people that are celebrating, that your children aren't involved in school shootings and aren't involved in, around mass shootings and horrible, horrible events because it's very possible. It's very possible. It's very possible we don't address what's going on. It's very possible.
For one, you just basically said the people who do school shootings are going to basically be playing it in the future. So if not this year, next year, watch for another school shooting. I'm going to speak into existence. And when it happens, comment on the video. Don't forget that oh, wait a minute. Don't forget that New York school shooting video I did too. Did that happen last month, 2 months ago? I mean, at this point, damn, nigga, it's a lot of shit. I ain't reading all that. But humiliation robs you of your humanity in the full spectrum. Marxism is a hated of white race, Gentiles by Jews. It is by far the most pervasive form of racial hatred on the planet, and yet it is never mentioned by the mainstream society, media, and education system. Why is it not mentioned? These systems are bought and paid for by the Zionist Jewish community. It's a driving force being or imposters. It is a driving force being all wars, dramatic psyops, and most world events. So Loxism is a hated of the white race. Why the hatred? Why the hatred of the mindless drones? Zionist hatred of the European Aryans race is the reason why Jews plan, push, and run all of sexual revolution and homosexual propaganda and rights, transgender rights, over sexualization of children, feminist empowerment, political correctness, and every ism. At this point, white couples have extremely low birth rate while abortion laws and propaganda are passed. The Islamization of Europe, anti-white propaganda and media and education, white guilt, immigration policies, multiculturalism, and dozens of thousands of horrible crimes, rapes, deaths per year done by non-whites, porn, race mixing, mis missedation, Church of Satan, atheism, secularism, moral decay, chemtrails, vaccines, fluoride drinks, or fluoride, and poison foods is meant to destroy the intelligence and health of the Goyim, humanity. The final step is to make whites become a powerless minority in Europe, America, Australia, and Canada by 2040 to 2060, and by 2100, the complete eradication of white Western civilization by 2100. They don't hate you, they want to replace you. So that be the thing right there. Y'all be so worried about us and shit, and you got a whole bigger problem right there. That's exactly why I don't have time to be arguing about what race is superior, my nigga. We are all literally about to get eradicated. It ain't just motherfucking Caucasians, my nigga. We been on the whole eradication. Majority of my people are literally transhumanism or a part of transhumanism. A majority of people are already experiments. I'm surprised that I haven't met many biological men out there who understand this shit. Because how could they? MK Ultra was all about how can you alter the mind by inducing trauma. When millions watch these videos of Kirk and the subway girl, it induces trauma and it desensitizes people. Do it over and over till you have a completely numb nation paralyzed by fear. I agree. The more people stop caring, the more they begin to fear what they don't care about anymore. Because how can they care when they see these things every single day? They won't be able to tell the difference anymore because they're numb to it. Now they're becoming unconscious. Fear is wanting to understand why these lies are happening by putting yourself into the void, putting yourself into the shadows and confronting your demons and going into those realms that people are afraid of. I bookmarked this because look at how it separates us, divide and conquer, literally order out of chaos. Both spectrums are so chaotic. Secret societies put themselves in order to put us under their control. Nigga got killed by an old white man after saying all that shit about black people being violent. LMAO. It's like I don't think for one, the stupidity is not funny. Because now when it happens to us, here we go again with the same exact script. So I guarantee you this year it's going to be somebody who looks just like us. They're going to get taken down and watch how people react. Watch how people cry and repost the person like they knew them, play their song, go back and have memories, screenshots, putting it on a story, making videos. It's like, when will the circus act stop? People constantly go to the circus expecting a new act, expecting a new set, expecting a new trick. Whole entire time, tricks are for kids. And it makes sense on why humanity has been tricked since a childlike nature. And people still cannot heal their nature. No wonder majority of people in this world are grown as kids or babies in adult bodies. Blood moon lunar eclipse, a portal of false awakening, shot heard around the world, mass shooting at Colorado's Evergreen High School, loose harvest, energy harvesting. The fear therapists are at it again. And sadly, these are my family members. That's exactly why I don't fuck with family because, for one, I don't give a fuck if you are whatever the hell. If you are close to me and my family as far as blood, and you are tied into this, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, do not talk to me. Isis, Horus, and Set. Hexagram, Star of David. Doesn't fucking matter what name you want to call these symbolisms. You are still tied into Luciferianism. And if you want this power as far as the corporate industry, leave me out of it. That's exactly why I refuse to be this. I refuse to be tied into this, but I have ties into it because I mean I got to pay bills and insurance and all that. But if I'm going to do that and be under this mind control, I'm going to expose it by being right here. Being right here. At least I don't got to be this, but right here, I'm finna expose all of that. Oh, wait a minute, we doing it right now. The pentagram. The pentagram is a figure of the microcosm, the magical formula of man. It is one rising out of the four, the human soul rising from the bondage of the animal nature. It is the true light, the star of the morning. That's how I know whoever made this stuff, you just basically wanted to promote Luciferianism because, for one, the true light, Lucifer of the morning, is not the true light. There is no such thing as true light because if light was true, you wouldn't even be seeing it. So if you see anything that has light into it, that is deception, dumbass nigga. Excuse my French. It marks the location of five mysterious centers of force, the awakening of which is the supreme secret of white magic. And they inverted white magic into doing what? Making it dark. Notice how revenge heavy Twitter is right now. That's how you siphon energy and orchestrate division. Both liberals and conservative think they are fighting the bad guys. Doesn't matter who's right. They are both under a spell. Applause to the enemy. Divide and conquer never fails. Inverting the womb and showing you the symbolism, showing you their allegiance. And of course, Candace Owens is a grown ass man. Look at her hands. She has to hide the clavicle, but of course, he will open up her clavicle. And as you can see, the makeup, the eyes apart, eyes within. And you got the egg shape right here. You got this shape right here. So we got the brow, got the philtrum, that little thing right here in between your lips, letting you know their allegiance. They're both actors, a part of the same exact script. We'll get into LeBron James one of these days, so don't worry about that. The elite want the right to become violent. Their only goal is corrupting the heart. When Trump sits there talking about public executions, that's them brainwashing you to be extreme, just like they did to the left with George Floyd. Same script, but using Kirk as a sacrifice. And the thing is, too, George Floyd is also a Freemason as well, and her death as well was literally just scripted out. So if you feel some kind of way about George Floyd, you're still asleep. All right, and people predicted it. The news outlets said it. They had to tell you hours ago before it happened. Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. Let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. And I went to the comment section of this, and you know what know what's crazy? I don't know what the fuck this is. Guess the person changed their account or whatever, but Saul is not sure if accurate. That's him. No way, that dude pulled out the shot. Ill dude lines up the hair matches. It's not the person's photo was taken. That dude are very. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out who this is because why are people doing that? Like, is that the person? It's always they, them. It's not the shooter. Stop posting this shit. Yeah, it's facts. That's not the shooter. I don't know why they keep showing that. Maybe this is, to me, this is the person behind the account, but that's not the shooter though. But that person right there is also a part of it, just showing you their allegiance. So yeah, that's the same question. How did this ring get onto the other finger? Artificial intelligence. I think I get it now. Earth is the highest dimension of hell and the lowest dimension of heaven. Doesn't make any sense because these are both balances that you have to balance your mind in. And the thing is too, in order for these to exist, you have to put a feeling towards their existence by labeling it. Acting as some sort of interdimensional way station where entities from all dimensions congregate to observe and manipulate humans as they either level up or down in dimensions. Now, the thing is, we do live in an interconnected highway of spiritual observations. And yes, spirits do possess the bodies of human beings. So we are the lowest forms of cattle to beings that have no form. That's exactly why when you become conscious, you basically are possessed by your higher self. Evidence of a hoax. And as you can see, right there, ignore that 2K thing. These fake events are when you really get to see who's awake. And by my observation, not many. I agree. These fake events are when you really get to see who's awake. And by my observations, not many. Foreshadowing where she was going to get hit weeks before the shooting. Literally telling herself, I'm going to get shot right here, or probably experiencing pain in the area that the future clone was going to experience. So basically telling other people who can see the script in the future, watch out for this. And motherfuckers still missed the message. Regulate that nervous system, it's energy harvesting season. And in this video right here, I mean, yeah, we're gonna watch this shit. Yep. Ah, now you wanna load, cause you know. Cause you know. Y'all probably listening right now because you already know alternate exposure stuff. Because it's ridiculous to even have this stuff on a outlet knowing that none of this stuff really is happening for real. Like, this is really despicable to have these types of events transpiring in our faces. Now you want to fuck, like, shit's crazy. Now you want to start loading this shit. Come on for me, baby. It's all good. So as we can see, female to male, ignore that, ignore that. The apparent awake people has shown to not be awake yet again. The circus continues. And then WWE NFL. So you're telling me that the two teams playing tonight just happen to be 911 miles apart from each other naturally? Just another satanic ritual day done upon the masses. You will all face your karma and burn for crimes against humanity. Facts. Charles was an actor on stage, and then you got this in reduction. So all the numbers align. But we can see in the truths, numbers tells a story. Charlie was talking at Utah, how to tell you mini code. Kirk's 910 dev date. Look at the numbers here. Charlie's a Masonic Kirk. Fake the dev, fake Charlie's shop live. You won't believe me. Illuminati's media lies. New World Orders. Charlie's faked it good. New World Order, Q9A, a turning point event. Charlie Kirk isn't dead. This event is scripted out of Order of Nine Angels. Seriously boring me. Georgia Guidestones, the movie is boring. Seeing is believing. And if you believe what you see, then you lie to yourself. But if you don't believe what you see, you still lie to yourself. Stay shooting. Charles James Kirk. Stay shooting. You got it right here. Charlie Kirk. Hips don't lie. Literally. What grown man you know stands like that with no facial hair? And if you do have facial hair and you stand like that, what are you? Do not be afraid of death. Death is inevitable. Be afraid of living a life fully immersed in lies and deception, as that is the death of the soul. Flesh is temporary, the soul is eternal, or the essence of light is eternal. So the lady that got stabbed, whatever, she was a medic who died in the Ukraine war. This lady right here, scripted actor, grown ass man playing as a woman, lying to people through the pale costume, mocking Europeans. This being right here, grown ass woman playing as a man, sent to be a sacrifice upon the carbon community to make us look once again hated on. A fish only or despised. A fish only sees the bait, not the hook. They're saying it's a psyop, but someone died, so it has to be real. Foolishness. They laughing at us every single fucking time. Did y'all catch the 33 hiding in plain sight? This is code for you are watching a stage event brought to you by Freemasonic Theater Productions. 11111147474733. All these awake twats trying to shame people into believing what they believe. Everything is fake. Facts. Nobody will ever tell me to believe this script because it never happened. All we're doing is just Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk. All we gotta do is just expose how the simulation works. Something isn't adding up. Trump just signed an order to have that shooter executed. Has some of us, our veil has been lifted and we can see true reality. And we already did that. Or the Eastern Star. It's a female Masonic lodge. However, they use explicitly more satanic imagery in the open. So when she's doing this symbolism or that symbolism right there, she's opening up a portal for what she gives birth to. So if your mom, and I'm speaking from experience, if your mom puts you in this Freemasonry and she has ties to this, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'm ready to go to bed, bro. 4:16 a.m. Let's get to it. Charles was an actor on stage. Charles was an actor on stage. 262-1572-524-262. Get excited, pay attention. Mainstream corruption. And as we can see, everything is going to be basically self-explanatory. If I choose to go in depth, I just do that. If I don't, I just don't do it. But either way it goes, I mean, this video has to be over an hour and some change long. And if you still don't know what's going on by now, there's nothing wrong with that. Give yourself some time because I was going to basically shit on you, but no, I had to obviously react to my ego because that's a dickhead move. But take your time and know that you can always pause this video and always come back to it because the thing is, when you sit with this video, you meditate, don't pray for this video, you become mindful, you dissect it, do your own research, question what I told you because that's the best way that I was able to interpret gematria. This whole video is basically what the future generations still can't comprehend. So majority of people, it's a minority of us or a small percentage of us who can read this stuff and understand that's an actor. That's their script and this is what's going on. Not only just that, we put the entries that make sense. So if you do gematria daily, you will know that some entries don't make sense. So if it says Charlie was an actor on stage, I ain't gonna put donuts dancing underneath a treadmill because it has these numbers added up. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's exactly why you got to make sure that if you're going to put these certain things, you got to do your own research. So imagine how many hours it took for me to even make a 10-minute video, 3-minute video, 3-minute video, a YouTube video about death, and now this is my fifth video from yesterday, which is today. Keeping it simple numbers, a thing, artificial intelligence, Freemasons and Freemasons. Your tears mean nothing. Literally, so the beings that are crying, what's the point? She's not going anywhere. She's still alive watching your tears fall. Illuminati is nervous. Secret societies or the shadow umbrella corporations are nervous about this video. So what do you think they'll do to it? Hollywood casts spells and people still fall for it. That's how powerful deception is. That's how powerful the media is. It's so powerful. People think as if I cut this phone on, people think as if it's 4:19 right now. Whole entire time is not a real concept. So it's not really 4:19, but we're basically in a quantum realm in the witch hour. We still have a ways to go. We do as a civilization, understanding wickedness. When you understand it and you understand it, you will understand that wickedness wants to become transcended through the love you have for what you have studied in the dark. Hollywood actresses are Actors. Gematria tells the truth. But how do you define truth? To me, I think gematria tells what the truth thinks it could be. So there are no lies and there are no truth, but gematria has a lot of accuracy, and that's exactly why I can't wait to do a video on myself. I'm gonna expose myself because I already know that somebody's gonna try to do it, so I can't wait for that. But gematria will tell you the accuracy of what you have to basically explain. Because if you just tell somebody what this is, you have to be able to teach them what it isn't. So they can have two different sides of their own perspective. So it's like if you contradict what you think you know by what you don't know, then this person thinks they know something, so they hear what you think you know. That's basically 4 to 5 or 6 interpretations just off of you and that person alone. The matrix is the classroom. Every video or even the experience from people, classes, society, the media, TV, your parents, you're learning by everything, good and bad. Who put me in the matrix? You did. The proof is in the pudding. I even had to make this video this long, but I just chose to. Gender altering substances. Because somebody can sit here and say, oh, you still ain't make proof. You don't gotta believe me. Remember, we're just keeping it simple with numbers. Gender altering substances. So why do you think she has no facial hair? If I cut this off, give me a week. I'll at least have aftershave. I'll at least have the same exact lining, but it won't be this thick with my hair. But she can't do that because she will take gender altering substances. Not only just that, I mean, even when she's doing the hand symbolism for downstairs, I mean, how do you think she got into position? Twitter is all the news. And the thing is, too, did we not go on Twitter? Are we not on Twitter right now? And the thing is, too, I wouldn't say it's the news, but it has some new information that you can contradict and use for your own thesis, your own hypothesis. Died and returned immediately. When she got shot, she immediately came back to life because why? As a matter of fact, yes. I'm so glad I had this video pulled up, man. I thought I did not have it for y'all. I was going to, oh boy, 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 boy. All right, let me see here. It's not that, it's not that, it's not that. Render. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to figure this out real quick. Bro, I just had this motherfucker, dog. Whoa. Where did that video go? That's crazy as shit. Okay, that's crazy. All right, I'm just gonna do it like this then. I just don't got time for that right now. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm just so glad, bro. There we go. This is the video I needed just for y'all to see. Get into it. Hold on.
What the fuck is going on? And death can't even die, so how can you mourn over a character that is that he is actually using this special device that is also commonly used in movies to fake the bullet hit. This black and tiny device is made of a bag filled with fake red liquid along with a tiny and harmless explosive. Then it's carefully glued to the actor's body, while the device is controlled with a remote from afar to burst at the perfect moment of filming. Because of this trick, the gunshot scenes appear a lot more real than if they were made with computer.
And what makes it even worse, people became political. So now that you see that, hey, let's go get up out of here. Okay, you can go. You can go as well. Thank you all for your help. Appreciate y'all. Okay, get up out of here. Now that the proof is in the pudding. So died and returned immediately. So when people seen her get shot in the neck, once again. So and let's go ahead and monitor that because I know I still had that video and I want you to know and I want you to see the act.
Watch at this, and under his shirt, there's an aperture. Watch how it moves, the black dot on his shirt. And the fake blood.
Simple. It's literally just, it's honestly just that straightforward. It's just straightforward, honestly. CIA protecting child killers, erase memory and identity. So if she forgot her role, if she wasn't aware of what she was supposed to be doing, why do you think that is? Why do you think she was doing what she was doing? Why do you think she was just baiting many people as far as their ethnicity, their background, just the things that she thought data was going to cover her up with? Worshipping parasites, the people who are mourning over her, the people who feel emotional over her, you're parasitic. If you idolize celebrities, you're a parasite. If you need attention, validation, if you need to be heard, if you need to be seen constantly, and if you do anything you want, as far as or giving away what you want for your morals and your morality, as far as what you should be valuing, as far as dignity, and you give those things away for money, you don't value yourself and you need more energy by continuously worshiping the outward stimulation that should never have stimulated you in the first place. Program with numbers. This whole entire video has been numbers. They are watching you, neocortex. Rewrite your script. So now who will she be? Who will her new character be? Charlie Kirk shot 167-1002-334-167. Trapped in an enigma. I mean, I kind of want like a person's definition, if that makes sense. Okay. It's puzzling, mysterious, and difficult to understand and explain. Thank you. Something hard to understand or explain, an inscrutable or mysterious person, an obscure speech or writing. To speak in riddles. It applies to things as well as to people that puzzles one's mind. Egypt's ancient pyramids and quantum mechanics, for example, might be described as enigmas. Contradictions, basically. So trapped in a contradiction, trapped in a puzzle, trapped in what does not make sense. Literally. Increased success. Once this situation happened, did her name not blow up? All by design. Critical thinking. This whole entire video, critically, you had to be thinking about what I was saying and what you were being shown. So what is your thoughts on this? How do you feel about that? Comment that down below, by the way. Also, if you made it this far, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. Yeah, I'm waiting. So critical thinking, you have to be able to decipher what you think you're looking into because realistically, none of this has happened. Parallel reality, like I mentioned earlier, another universe, she isn't shot. She's basically watching herself get shot in this timeline. So if her consciousness is already revived, is already alive, where does she move into? Possessed body. My job here is done. After this video, well, and her as well, but after this video, I mean, my job as far as talking about her, that's done. But her as well, she doesn't have to do debates anymore. She doesn't have to worry about having certain ideologies placed upon her, fully initiated. So this was her initiation, her humiliation ritual, slaves forever, because they would do anything for money. Honest insight. This whole entire video, I was doing my best to give you an honest insight of what you all were expecting. That's why it's all the people who wanted me to make this video. I appreciate you for even telling me to be the one, can you make a video on this? I appreciate y'all. Lucifer has risen, as we can see. Excuse me, as far as energy, I mean, in September, things is about to get more cold as well. So when you know it gets more cold, people start getting way more comfortable. People start losing themselves in the process and they start getting lonely. Once you start getting lonely in the wintertime, things don't become good for you. So consciousness will start rising again to keep you inside, to keep you fearful. Good games, Masons. If we playing basketball in the fourth quarter, they won the game for today, but tomorrow we get right back, lace our shoes up, which I want to do. We're not scared. We will do this every single day the same way that y'all do as well. We create positivity, we create love, and y'all mimic it and invert it into hate. He's very clever. And people fell for it. Moon spirits already described that. These people, and many of us, none of us are human beings. We come from the moon. The moon is basically the objection of what we think we're seeing in this dimension. And everything in the simulation is literally mirrored from that moon. But on the dark side of the moon, that's where your truth lies. I am going to be paranoid. Think about Myron talking about, I gotta move more careful, or even just anybody else. People are paranoid. If you were there in person, you're probably on some social media platform talking about how scary it was. All by design. It's a clone suit. Satanic genetic deeds. You are enslaved. And she knows it. She ain't going nowhere. She finna come right back to her enslavement because she wanted eternal life. She wanted immortality. These beings are afraid to die because they know what's going to happen when they return back to transcendence. They're going to come right back to the spell casting, so they might as well just stay stuck down here and not meet their maker or their fate. A dream within a dream. And people still fall for the game. Televised event. Are we all entertained? Are you not entertained? Are you not watching Gladiator? Are you not watching the Roman Colosseum having their entertainers entertain you? Loving the wicked. People do love these people. Obviously, I die. Her spirit tells us. Harvest energy. I'd focus on you. Tell yourself, focus on yourself. Literally, in her script, harvest energy. Charlie Kirk shot. They gotta tell you. Now I was at work when I took this picture, as y'all can see right there. So Charlie Kirk shot messenger. I mean, was she not debating about something? Immortal woman. So therefore, it lets you know she's not going nowhere. So she's going to transfer her consciousness into a different vessel that's still going to be the exact same programming of a woman. Just because you want to be masculine does not mean that she'll escape what you thought you couldn't be. Life imitates art, and art imitates these lies. Masonic penalty. So she did something behind closed doors that we don't know. And there's a reason why all this stuff is happening this week. Why? I'd focus on you. Masculine woman. I mean, is she not? Does she not exude signs? And we have two skull and gate analysis. We got this one right here. And then where's the other one? Oh, the other one's up there. But yeah, we got two of them. We got this one. I know I passed it. We had that one with that little baby blue triangle. And then we got this one. That's two. And that's not even Skull and Gates' work, but that's two other people's works. I mean, come on, biological genetics, sacrifice of children, white slavery. I mean, it's everything that I said before these numbers, is it not aligning? And if you say yes, you lied to yourself. But if you say no, you lied to yourself. So what's the truth? Psychic vampire, gender identities, satanic rituals. I mean, at this point, if y'all watch my videos, you should already have been caught up into this shit. Majority of it, and the thing is, basically, it's like I'm reading what my family put themselves through. So none of this stuff is just surprising to me, especially by me even going through the exact same situation instead of the gender altering, because I'm glad I'm still biologically my masculinity. But if I wasn't, that shit would be tragic. And I would still be honest about who I am because honesty gets you out of here. I'd rather be honest than lie to you. That shit's so weird to me. Spiritual war. Are we not at war with our spirits? What is truth? What is it? If this says what is truth, how did she get shot? When her spirit told you what is her truth? Nobody knows. I'm the special agent, Luciferian consciousness and Jesus consciousness and Satan's mindset. The exact same version of God. Self-hypnosis, curse of Baphomet worship, escape the matrix, escape their tricks. She ain't going nowhere. Portal activated. I wonder what that portal is activating for today and tomorrow. These things won't stop just because the days are going by quicker than it seems. No, either way it goes, ignorance will still prevail. Enjoy the show. Charles James Kirk, Satan worship, hive mentality. How many people are showing their love and their praise for this being? They worship artificial intelligence, Satan worship, and the upside down. We literally live in Stranger Things. Great show. I can't wait to watch the final season. Stranger Things, the upside down. We just gotta see a picture. I don't really care about the upside down. That's literally where our consciousness was born from underneath our feet. But then when you bring it to the surface, where do you think your other version comes from? That's a reality that people are not ready for. Mocking spirit. She's literally mocking us through the spirit. And the thing is, too, people fell for it. Transgender mania. I mean, I'm just gonna leave that for one. I really don't know what ties into that, but this word right here. And the thing is, too, I don't care what you are. I still appreciate you if you're a great person. But if you're not, we're just gonna expose you. I don't care if you're biologically a man or a woman. I don't care if you're gay, straight, doesn't matter. You will get exposed for acting upon bullshit. What are witches? They're witches are so powerful. You're calling them a witch whole entire time. They're just like you. My life is a movie. And that's between, and the thing is too, not only is her life a movie, shit, my life is too. And the thing is too, yours is as well. When you become conscious, who's really watching us? This is literally our movie every day. Do we not do the same shit every day? How crazy, how insane is that to do the same thing every day till it's time for you to escape? And then the thing is too, Peter symbolism. What is he going into? That means that everything the light shines upon is the stage. Mufasa even told Simba that shit. Human timelines. And if you believe in a timeline, you're stuck in the past. Caucasoid person. Hide her identity. Lie to the people. I'm every woman. Bisexual woman. Gene mutation. Still identity. Mocking spirit. Still identity. So who is Charlie Kirk? The image of Lucifer. In child trafficking. And you know that's not going to end because people still fear talking about that. Double-edged sword. This whole entire thing is a contradiction. It's a paradox, a great sorcerer. And people fell for it. Hexagram symbolism. Daughter to Isis, Eastern Star, her hands, the Star of David, joking about death. There are some people right now who think as if this shit is funny. I had it on Twitter as well. What's funny about faking deaths? What's funny about putting people in a lower state of their being? Satan's religion. You can put Christianity into it all you want. That's still Satan's religion. You can say Muslim, you can say You got Islam, Sikhism, Baha'i, Confucianism, polytheism, Jainism, Buddhism, Shinto, Judaism, Taoism, Hinduism, Christianity. All those are still connected to Satan. Because for one, how can God have a religion? And whose God is what's or what God is their God being if God can't be worshipped and God will never call himself God? Trans groomer, a sun in the moon. Was the moon not blood? I mean, let's just keep it simple. Charles was an actor on stage. Get excited, pay attention. Mainstream corruption. Did I do this already? I did do this. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Let me gotta repeat that. I don't know why I put that twice. My bad, y'all. All right, let's see what this guy. I can't read that one, but Donald Trump speaks on Charlie Kirk assassination. Don't listen to the twat granny granddad Babylonian liar. God will not be mocked, but religion is another issue. And religion mocks God. That's the issue. The occult members are not welcome on earth anymore. And the thing is, too, they know that. So how do they get their form? From our thoughts. So many truth bombs, at what point does the dam break? When the dam breaks, they're going to build an ark, burning alive the zealots and erasing their souls. Okay, how would you like to go about communicating? Telepathically? In reality, they're not after me, they're after you. You are all the most rotten pussies of all time. So many viruses, so many effects, what to choose. The vampire movie Twilight got something right. But the tongue can no man tame. It is unruly evil. The chaotic operating system of unknown origin. The serpents eventually believe their own lies. My belief was more beautiful than the truth revealed. Destroy subliminal reprogramming, codes activated. Freedom of speech, the elite have no right to censor us. I spit that fucking bullet back and I bet it hurts more. Our religious institutions are made by trannies. I agree with that for sure. You are really stupid and need to shut up and learn. There are so many holographic fake demon people on Earth. That is true. And that's basically all of humanity. It is time for an advanced civilization of Earth people. That's exactly why if you're having kids in this civilization, you are sacrificing them to Satan. That's why having kids has to come when the universe or the simulation is at a heightened state of frequency. That's when I'll have children. But in this energy that we all share collectively, I refuse. I refuse. Till I know that I can leave my car unlocked without having a care in the world, or if I can leave my shoes in the car without having to worry, that's when I know that the world is changing. Excuse me. Do the Black Hebrew Israelites realize they are CIA lab rats? No. They're too busy worried about their famous celebrity. They're too busy worried about their baby mama, their baby daddy, their kids, sex, stress, trauma, or being hypersexual, they're dopamine repulsors or no receptors. They're worried about all these different programs that don't matter. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Catholic priests consume adrenochrome from children. That is correct. That is correct. All of the Trump fans will fall most hardest of all. The resurrection of Jesus Christ, machine learning. People who are desperate say a lot of strange things. The hand that destroys the establishment of the eye. Excuse me, I'm now going to burn alive alternate media shields. And how is that supposed to help make my life better? White lives matter, so do black lives, so do all lives. This right here is the best one. This is the best one. All lives matter beyond the color of your fucking costume. You are energy observing what you think you are. The spirit of the Antichrist has risen among you. All they had to do was pay me and they would have won. You shouldn't have been so arrogant that early on. How advanced are you with controlling your mind? So advanced, my mind can't be controlled by my mind control. Now the world is a place of unfaith and a place of death. People that have billions and billions of dollars hidden. National identity and cultural interpretation. I have seen Jesus Christ in the sky on a cross alive. Do you want to share your secret with me now? The satanic witches lust after cannibalizing children. I agree. Because they're using white magic and inverting it to dark magic. And by doing that, you have to sacrifice the blood of a child. And then when you do that, that's when you'll be able to open portals to demons, and then you'll be able to enhance your career and enhance your funds. It's not about any person, it's about salvation. Freedom. If nukes are real, why did plants grow back in Hiroshima? Thank you. Heaven does not exist, so where then will you go? back to the illusion of what hell and heaven can never be. They're all going to get obliterated by their bosses. Come on, scroll down. Okay. Charlie Kirk, Sun and Death, Blood Moon, Inception, A Dream Within a Dream, Scarecrow, Finish Line. If you watch Batman, Scarecrow will basically put people under a hypnotic state of a dream state. Dirty Diana and InfoWars. That's basically all we're in. It's just an informational war that people are stuck in. Oh, document right there. Okay, I just wanted to go ahead and I had another document as well. Death is a shift into a different stage and it will never end because energy will never die. It can only transform. Consciousness changes dimensions and not existence because existence has no form to die in. Remember, in existence, we got to realize that nothing changes besides what we put thought into. Because outside of existence, there is no form that we could die in because we transcend death. That's why consciousness observes this spell through what I, we, he, she, they believes. Death is a belief system that we enhance. We brought death into this world and we had to take it out by doing what? Don't say killing it because if you do, you'll be talking about who? Yourself. And you cannot kill yourself because you are the mirage of what never existed. I'm trying to figure out if I can. Yeah, can I get a highlighter, please? Oh no. It's a pen? Hold on. That's cool, I guess. Oops. All right. The body is a costume, and every day is Halloween. Every day is a holiday to open up portals for demonic programs. And just like how actors change, remember, everybody plays their role, plays their part. The solar observation changes its form physically as well. When we leave our costume, every day we're going to a different portal that we still act in. Remember, we're still actors in every different dimension. All we do is change. We just change the form. We change the form of this, and that becomes the role of both of these. The solar observation changes its form physically as well. And if that's the case, we have to be able to observe what that new form is by being aware of ourselves. The ignorance we call death is basically the exit from one script into another infinitely. Never forget that. The labels, the feelings, the emotions, the desire, all the instincts that we go through in our lower way that we kill ourselves in because we're calling it a name. If we're calling anything anything, we're killing ourselves. If that's the case, we're exiting. Oh shit, the screen was paused. No. Y'all didn't even see that. My bad. Oh my God. All right, hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm screen sharing now. We're good? How the fuck did it do that? Okay, my bad. Because I seen that it was paused. Okay, so yeah, the ignorance, so anything that if we're calling anything a name, we're basically killing ourselves by labeling it. That's why in order to exit infinitely, we have to be able to do away with the physical. Because that's the form that we had to change our love in by remembering the script. We scripted out this whole entire reality. So reality is not rigged. It's literally just handled to what you gave birth to infinitely. We're literally watching ourselves play the game. That's why people who think in the future, you're literally just playing the game in the past because you remember what you beat already. Excuse me. Celebrities are characters. They really aren't people because people wish to be these beings right here to be celebrated because people can never be celebrated till their character becomes popular doing an enchanting craft. And the thing is, too, in order to maintain this fame, you have to do some sadistic things that you're not willing to cooperate with. Now, you don't have to, but that's if you want to become a big time star. In order to be celebrated, you have to do some things that will make you popular in those spaces behind closed doors. All public figures are carefully crafted. Crafted meaning what? They're putting these different masks, they're putting these different toupees on their heads, putting these different hats, putting these different hairstyles on people that come from Temu and Amazon and Facebook Marketplace and all these other different websites that people get their hair from or whatever. These people don't actually have real hair because they're bald. Within spells, so of course they have to craft the public figure through a spell, and the spell is basically the mind of the public that people figure in. And when celebrities die, the character is retired from doing their ignorance, but the observation behind it will find another trap to visit temporarily. Because remember, it needs a host, it needs a body, a spirit needs a body to have a sense of reality or a sense of knowing something to get to where it needs to go. The media is known for engineering and manufacturing and handling the illusion or word called death through hidden ritual. And the death of celebrities is meant to feed on the emotional energy. When you amplify this right here, this becomes this becomes this, that comes from this, and then this and this become what this will never want to heal from. Because the emotions now will charge the manufacturing of biological engineered sentient beings that want to feel their emotions whole entire time outside of your feelings. Your feelings can't feel themselves because they're dead and they're meant to die. Celebrities is meant to feed on the emotional energy of society while keeping the collective consciousness locked in grief, literally locked in grief, belief in separation, and trauma. That's why people do not know themselves consciously nor collectively. That's why society, this is why society will not keep their consciousness because they're stuck in these programs. People will always believe in celebrity deaths because they go their whole life trusting illusions, and they will trust a Black Mirror interpretation over their own inner knowing. And believing made up stories is easier than questioning the system that mimics what we make up. We make up the lies, and mimics that run the system made up what we think we know. But our inner knowing will never trust illusions because knowing these illusions cause us to go through this because we believe it always. That's why people go their whole life believing in the trust of what they put illusions into trusting. The body you think in dies, and your body will end the story, but essence of spirit out the body will rewrite another story in silence. Remember, our truth has no sound. If that's the case, the essence of our soul or our solar observation can only think about what to say. And if your truth is what you want to say, how will you embody it? Once you do that, you'll rewrite yourself into a new body. And then that's your new story that you will also need to end again. Hermeticism taught itself ignorance, learning this paradox. The inner light, consciousness, and energy are eternal. As above, so below, meaning life, death, and the constant transformation of cycles and energy will never end. If this will never end, and if life and death are the cycle of the energy that we are able to observe, That literally means that no matter where you go, the meaning of life literally means you will have to come and go into consciousness. And you don't have to do so. But if you want to activate and learn about the inner light, you will have to find the meaning of these two things all entire time. When you're being still, it's a constant transformation of what these things can never end. That means you are the present moment watching what you present infinitely simultaneously in different dimensions that you think are physical. Death is a transition, while the body we are in is temporary. So why hold on to the things that please the flesh whole entire time? This transition that will never end is what goes beyond our consciousness. So why remain ignorant in what you can learn from? Learning will help you get away from a temporary illusion that the body had to get adjusted to. Theosophy learned this ignorant paradox. Celebrity deaths are spirits moving between bodies within roles of a hierarchy. Spirits moving between bodies within roles of a hierarchy. So when these beings get shot in front of the masses and whatnot, understand where that being is being. Excuse me, understand where that being is being and why they decide to be there. No, I'm not trying to freeze the damn shit, bro. It's crazy as hell. So on that, hold on. My bad. Okay, but yeah, overall though, I mean, this is basically going to end this video because we covered everything as far as just the work and just knowing that the Jesuits killed Charlie Kirk. I don't even know the story yet, but it's obvious they needed him to go so the boy Fuentes can fill the void. Either way it goes, when your mind is just, I put this picture here because I enjoy my life is basically at this extent. You know, I have everything I wanted because I work hard, I stay consistent, you do as well. And I can take trips to see my supporters. I can still make videos in a different state, different country, and live out my fruition of a movie that I want to be able to watch and tell my future in. And that's exactly why this whole entire video is to help somebody realize that the lies that we tell ourselves does not matter because realistically, the things that, hold on, the things that people hold on to is a reason why they're not able to leave this life and they keep holding on to it because it's all that they know. It's all that they know. So if this world is all that you know, where will you keep coming back to? That's why when you sit still with yourself in silence, you become mindful, you do the things that you care about, and you enjoy seeing yourself being successful in, you get away from the noise. When you stop sitting with the noise of what you don't want to be around and you give your energy to yourself and you have tunnel vision, you can now focus on the things that will require you to become the best version of yourself and not focus on characters that never cared about what you were putting emotions into. Have a great and divine day, divine reflection. And comment down below if you enjoyed this video. And also, too, before I end this video, if you made it this far, comment down below. It's nice to know that Freemasons can't get to me. It's nice to know that Freemasons can't get to me. That's how I know you made it this far. And if you did, we got more videos on the way. But it's nice to know that Freemasons can't get to me. If you seen or if you made it this far and you watched this whole video through, that's how I know that you're able to decipher what the fuck this bullshit is. And we will never know what this bullshit is. And this it runs so deep, don't even worry about it. Because all we're doing, I was gonna go ahead and leave, but I can't even do that because it's just so much information, bro. Understand, all Nephilim do is watch in the crowd, and this is literally what we work on. But before the curtains open up, we now, oh, am I sharing the screen? Whoa, I don't know if I'm sharing the screen. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I don't think I'm sharing the screen. I was not. Hold on. There we go. I do apologize for that. This is where the Nephilim will watch us, doesn't matter where you are in the stage or the Colosseum. And before these curtains open up, your craft, your works has to be done before you enter this light bearing. When you enter the light bearing and you become a prodigy, you become the best entertainer, you become just the best of the best, you become a figure, you become just this great entertainer that people adore and care for. They will invest in you, they will do things for you, but that requires some sacrifices from your morals when you are able to express and show your gifts and talents. Because remember, all we can do in this world, as far as our sacrificing, is giving our talents and our skills and our gifts away and our thoughts, because none of this stuff belongs to us. So if you go your whole life not knowing your purpose, your meaning, your gifts, your talents, your secrets, whatever, that is your fault, and you will come back into never being able to understand why you are here in the first place. We have to be able to understand that you can walk from the stage and say, you know what, I don't want the attention from you all. This is not my life. I am not here to be a circus act to appease your boredom. I'd rather be in my own nature, away from society, doing things that I enjoy doing to help me understand where I need to be in life so that I can transcend to go back home, my actual family that does not have a body to be possessed in. Enjoy the show. Have a great Navande Divine Reflection.